So we have fantastic news about Outriders because of this official update from Square Enix right here. It goes on to say, we believe we have identified and now prevented the inventory wipe items disappearing issue from occurring in the Outriders demo. We're going to be talking about this plus also restoring lost items, how people can fly, and Square Enix plan to compensate players who have lost their items. And also we're going to talk about other improvements in this blog post. So a lot of cool stuff. So hey everyone, how's it going? Open World Games here. Hope you're doing good. And let's talk about more Outriders right now. Let's go into this blog post. Plus Square Enix did reply to even more questions about the game as well. So some really cool insight here as to what's happening with Outriders. So let's start off from the beginning. It goes on to say this. Hello everyone, first things first, the patch that was previously released on Steam and PlayStation is now also available on Xbox, which means you're going to get improvements. Also, you're going to be able to toggle on and off that motion blur, so go for Xbox players. It says Steam and PlayStation have also received an additional minor patch, the content of which has already been rolled into today's Xbox patch, so that all platforms are now aligned. They also previously stated that they plan to release patches going forward, by the way, on all platforms simultaneously, so Xbox players won't be behind with future updates. Now they say this. We have further good news to share with you today. We believe we have identified and now prevented the inventory wipe items disappearing issue from occurring in the Outriders demo. We actually published this fix for the issue on Monday, but have been using the days since then to verify whether our resolution has been successful in order to not make, any false promises. Today's patch has added an extra safeguard against this issue occurring in future based on our findings. To that end, we would please ask any players who have had their inventory wiped on any of the following days to please let us know on this comment or as a reply on this tweet. And you can see the dates right here. They want to know if you're having any current issues with inventory wipe. Sound off, guys. I'll throw the links in the description below. It says, we hope that no inventory wipe should have occurred during those days, but we want to ensure that this issue has been resolved, so please let us know. My only worry with this is they get trolls, but they do say in the back end they get to see what's going on with everyone, so perhaps they could see if people are like, I don't know, manually getting rid of their weapon or something. So anyway, let's talk about restoration. Let's pretend that you actually did have a legendary or an item actually disappear in your inventory for some unknown reason and you want to restore it. They go on to say this. Now that we believe that the issue has been prevented going forward, we can focus a bit more on how we plan to compensate affected players. We fully understand the disappointment of feeling like you have lost significant progress, items, or time, and we would like to assure you that we are doing everything in our power to make things right. While we are still working on the exact technicalities, below are our intentions for item restorations. They say this. Restoration should take place on a specific day and should be a one-time event. The exact day is to be determined, but we are hoping for this to occur prior to the launch of Outriders on April 1st. We will update you when we have confirmation of a date and timings. We will only be able to restore legendary items that have been lost as a result of this bug. We will not be able to restore items of rarity below legendary, and at this time, you do not need to get in touch with us to report inventory disappearances that occurred prior to Monday, March 15th. It seems like they are very aware of any problems that have occurred before that date. Now they go on to say the following. Please note that these are our intentions that we are providing here for transparency. While we will try our hardest to make things right, we unfortunately cannot make guarantees for these for the specifics of the above or the timeline of this, as we may run into technical difficulties that delay our work. So yeah, there's a warning right there from the dev team that they're going to try their absolute best here. But most importantly for me, I've said in previous videos, they got to get this bug squashed before the full game comes out. It seems like, crossing our fingers here, that they have done just that, because it's a big deal in a looter shooter to have items randomly disappear, including legendaries, from your inventory. It seems like that's not going to be the case heading into launch. So excellent work by People Can Fly. It says accolades right here. Let's talk about accolades. It says, this appears to be a separate issue, and we do still need to uncover the full extent of it in order to better tailor our resolution for it. To that end, could anyone who has had their accolades wiped please reply to this comment or this tweet? Again, I will throw this all in the description below. It says, understanding the numbers of players affected by this will help us greatly as we continue to investigate this issue. Now, there's other things they are looking at and investigating. So let's talk about that. These are going to be improvements before launch. It says touchpad sensitivity being too high on PlayStation controllers, leading to unintended menu openings. That is something that definitely happens and it's very annoying. It says further optimizations to multiplayer connections. That's good news. The main game will also include a host of improvements and bug fixes that weren't possible to be integrated into the demo at the time of the demo release due to when we had to split the development builds. So even if there are things that we may not have directly addressed during these updates so far, there is a good chance that they will be resolved in the launch build. So that is awesome to hear. And it says, and if there's anything you feel you haven't yet had an answer on, the reason is most likely that I, as a community manager, haven't yet found the time to publicly confirm answers for those specific questions. That shortcoming is on me, though, and not an intentional ignoring of anything by the team as a whole. Please do feel free to tag my Reddit handle on anything that you'd like a specific answer on, and I will try to take a look if I'm able to. You know, the professionalism, the willingness to work with people, and the openness here really is super impressive in my opinion. I just love how this team treats its community. I love it, love it. So let's keep going right now. So we have further updates about what is going on with the game. So let's take a look at some replies from Square Enix out on Reddit. They go on to say this comes from Affectionate Leg, who says, on Wednesday, March 17th, I received an Iceberg legendary weapon. Within 1 to 2 minutes, the game crashed. And when I logged back in, the weapon was gone. I did not lose any other inventory items, just the weapon I had recently received. I can confirm the bug still exists, at least on a smaller scale. Now, Square Enix did reply. They said that sounds like a slightly different variation, whereby the game didn't have a chance to autosave before you had crashed out. So, your save file was never properly updated on our side. I do believe we are aware of this. So, yeah, there is some sort of strange occurrence that could rarely happen to people where, you know, they don't autosave and they lose items. My recommendation again is try to get the game to autosave by fast traveling, going to a shop owner or something engaging in a trade, something like that at a shop to get that autosave working. Now, furthermore, we have another comment here from Downtown Effect. It says, am I still eligible? I had a delete, was on 3/14. Square Enix says, this isn't about eligibility. This is purely to check if anyone encountered this issue since we put our fix into play. So they were wondering those specific dates. You guys got to remember that. So they fixed it, and they go on to say this, as per the original post, excuse me, we believe there should have been no wipe since the 15th, but we are checking in with the community to ensure this. That's all this post here is. There are no time restrictions regarding eligibility. Everyone who has encountered a loss, whether before, during, or after the date specified, will hopefully get them back if we are able to enact our plan. So just note that that's really important to take into consideration. Now let's keep going with the replies from Square Enix to the community. Ghost Protocol Gaming says, how will you tell what legendary weapons have been lost to a specific player? Is this in the data somewhere, or is it only if they have made a support ticket? Square Enix replies saying, we have logs for this, so you don't need to report it. So again, you don't even need to worry about reaching out to Square Enix if you lost an item before March 15th. Now, after that, they want to know. They want to hear from you in that thread. Now, Curdy says this, just looking to double check, when you say further optimizations to multiplayer connections, is that referring to the lag, rubber banding, etc. during co-op play? I'm sure I could be wrong, but I haven't seen enough acknowledgement or clarification on the issue. Thanks a ton. Square Enix replies saying multiplayer connections and matchmaking is something we're continuing to keep an eye on and improve is possible. The lag rubber banding issue you may be referring to may be related to where you're based geographically. Might be South Africa. We're aware that players in South Africa are experiencing heavy rubber banding in multiplayer due to their ping times. This is related to the servers on our side and is something that we are considering our options for. Now, I've again played with my twin bro, who is, 5 minutes from me. I'm here in the United States, and he has lag issues when I am host, and I think it would be vice versa. So I don't think it is a geographical issue, honestly, and it's something that they are going to have to look a little bit deeper into. That's just my opinion. They're going to have to improve the connection issues, especially with the rubber banding, because apparently, my bro was constantly complaining about that one. All right, so we have another one from Kazad, who says, "Greetings, thanks for the update and the continued support. Could you possibly shed some light on the issues in relation to journals carry over between characters, them not showing up on new characters, etc.? Is this something that is being addressed or will be addressed in the live build? Will this be an issue that can be retroactively fixed? Completing journals is a big thing for many completionists." Square Enix replies saying, "Yep, this has been on our radar since demo launch. I can't say for certain when it might be resolved, and truth be told, it may only be fixed with the main game launch and not for the demo at this point in time, but in short, we're aware of it." So another issue that they are going to be looking into. Furthermore, they go on to say, this right here, Nali Secundus says, "Can we get confirmation on PC preload, specifically Steam, if possible, please?" Yeah, I'm wondering this too. Square Enix says, "We are currently figuring out preloads out. I'm hoping to provide information about preloads and unlock times, next Thursday-ish." So, whenever they have those unlock times for all platforms, I will definitely keep you guys in the know when that actually happens. Now, also, there was a recent update about cover for Outriders. That the cover system isn't perfect. They're aware of this. They did this whole update, sprawling blog post. I highlighted it in this video. Now we're going to go over your top comments, so be sure to leave a comment down below. Let's do this. So let's dive into what you guys had to say about my most recent Outriders video. Scott M says this: "The issue with the cover system, is when I'm trying to dismantle something soon as it's over, it automatically throws you into cover, which sucks." Gideon Kreider says, "Y'all use cover. When I did, it was like for one ability to recharge, then I'm back out fighting." Yeah, this game really does encourage you to get in the fight. Now we have another top comment from Gideon. What? Says, "I was genuinely interested in the original plot for exploring a new world. Kind of disappointed in the time jump. Was legit surprising because I knew nothing of the game going in." I thought it was cool. Plus, you never know, they could do like a prequel type thing in the future. Now, Stepman94 says, "I just hope they will remove the camera shake during the cutscenes." Seems like a lot of people are really bothered by that one, and hopefully they do address it. They've said that they are aware of it, and they're trying to do stuff with it, but I don't think it's going to be like top priority. I don't know if they got done playing God of War or whatever, because God of War has like the shakiness to its camera, but it works really well. That's what I'm assuming, but they went after this more shaky cam quarter look with the game. Let me know if it bothers you guys that much. One Love goes on to say this: "I don't have a true problem with the cover system. I don't know if it's because I'm a former Gears of War player, but it feels similar. I've maneuvered it quite well. Hopefully others can adapt. The only problem is I have these automatic assumptions in my mind based on playing Gears of War that you should be able to jump from this cover to that cover, and in this game it's not possible, and you should already be able to do like the wall hug maneuver, and cornering. That's not in the game. So that's the type of stuff I get trouble with. Plus I get stuck in cover as well. I try to get out of it and it gets too sticky, I guess you would say. So there are issues for me even compared to Gears of War. Gears of War is definitely more smooth, so hopefully they could tap into whatever they did with Gears of War previously. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Outriders news. There was like a recent Cyberpunk update, an official update actually. If you missed that, check that out on the channel. So hopefully they can get Cyberpunk working right. I'm not going to hold my breath, but hopefully they can do something. That would be cool. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take it easy.